the more balanced maps in the pool currently as far as statistics go between attacker and defender sided. We've seen a lot of long games in Oregon. I'm expecting this one to go the distance already.
Yeah. I mean, might not be the overall favorite map of most people.
No,
but
terrible.
It needs a honestly, it needs a bit of a change. It's been a while, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's the big deal with it, is that operators have changed, the metagame has shifted, and it needs to switch. As we see operators that are being changed as well. A Mira ban is kind of surprising given the fact that it's Team Liquid that remove it. But Nomad, Ying, not surprising at all. With Nomad's power, Laxing did write that or have that interview before Nomad was out for Pro League, so please give him a break for just 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Gabe, we got your back.
Well, I mean, even though we haven't really seen that much dominance from Nomad yet. Granted, it's been a short period of time. It is a small sample size yet.
Yeah.
But she hasn't been that crazy. Remember people said she was more broken than Lion?
I mean, she has the potential, but the potential is not always translated into reality. And, yeah.
Oh, I like this lineup from Liquid. That's a lot of 3 speeds. That's a lot of fun. I'm good with this. See, this is what I wanted between these two. I wanted fast. I wanted fireworks. I'm
just falling in love with that Onkochishin skin for Habana.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. Anyways, fanboyism aside, I was expecting a cut being played in here. Not gonna be the case. Black Dragons are just running a very standard lineup. Now, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with the Evil Eye, the Maestro being brought up here. So it's time for me to give my regular spiel of how to set up these sorts of things. One of my favorite types is instead of, and unfortunately we can't really show you directly because Marcio isn't observing, but you saw where Panico reinforced by the closet, right? What happened is usually you'd reinforce the right-hand side and then with your bailiff, open the top of the left-hand side from where we're observing and then put up an Evil Eye by the rack behind it. So you can still see into the site through smokes without really giving away a large angle for the attackers to deal with things. Obviously, the Ash of Nesk is going to be able to do that. That's literally the job of such operator and his utility. But still, pre-fire in to push PZD out of tower for a second. But I'm not sure he's been spotted out just yet. It's definitely something you have to look at, as quite a few teams have been looking to take control of tower ASAP and do a lot of early round damage, because escaping and running back to the site is very viable, you know, keeping in mind that meeting hall is usually held and your rotations, in this case, as well via the attic, are definitely open for you.
Well, 3-man hold currently inside of meeting for Black Dragons, and Moringa has taken a brunt of damage.
But it's soft wall to the garage entry? That's very odd.
Peculiar setup with a lot of fluidity here for Black Dragons, honestly, to push out of a meeting hold. There's 2 different ways of holding meeting. Either you reinforce everything, turn it into a giant Fort Knox, or you provide yourself a lot of rotation ability. And it seems like Black Dragons have opted for the latter. Not a lot of site push so far, but Moringa continues to be chipped away in his damage, and this front push so far from Liquid, while it hasn't been successful in garnering a kill, it has definitely at least pushed Moringa, one of the centerpieces in this meeting hold, back down to the objective.
Black Dragons just kind of able to rotate in and away. They can do whatever they want. That's an interesting... What?
They're both up there.
Is that a... What? Why? It's a double Evil Eye. What are you...
Inside of attic. I like it. I imagine one is for visibility, for the long angle. Oh no, the second one doesn't even see the hatches. I was thinking you could put the Evil Eye in like parallel to the hatch and grab hatches.
And if you don't open the hatch first, then yeah, you can set up similar to what a lot of Maestros do on Villa, right, in 90. They set up the Maestro camera, then they destroy the hatch with a bailiff to kind of make things a bit more difficult for the attackers to deal with it. In this case, it's none of that. It's very odd. Even no reinforcement on the side. I mean, you would be expecting the Thermite or Habana to destroy that pretty easily, but still, it's kind of things that aren't usual. It's just because Black Dragons want to use the reinforcements in other positions in the map, and that explains how the reinforcement economy, to use a term, is being played and how it's being set up. PZ to rotate back to meeting hall. Everybody from Black Dragons kind of breezed for the last few seconds before the assault.
Well, it's going to be a 5v5 plant attempt coming out as Zig will push his way into the basement of Laundry, and now there's a massive amount of pressure coming out from Zig as he'll get the plant down. PZD will take down one, and another one vaulting through. As Sexy Cake will hold the rotate from inside of Armory. It's a flurry of kills at the base of the stairs. Looking skyward now as Hugsord as he rushes straight through into the waiting arms of Nesk. And another one can't line up. Sexy Cake, though, from above will take down Moringa, and it's down to a 2v2. GDN and PZD on low HP, but as is Sexy Cake holding the Armory stairs. Great pre-fire from PZD, and it leaves Sexy Cake alone now in a 1v1. GDN with the shotgun at range will shut it down, and that'll be round number 1 in the books for Black Dragons.
Yeah, GDN with a great bit of play at the end. There wasn't much HP left for the attack at the end of it. There you go. Black Dragons will find the round that they require. And it was pretty close. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what we talked about in the pre-show. Like, this is definitely not a team to underestimate. And Black Dragons played it so well. They played the time game perfectly, even keeping in mind that they ran their Evil Eyes of the Maestro in the attic, both of them. They basically did nothing throughout the whole round, yet they were still able to take it back. It's actually pretty impressive when you think about it. And, you know, mistakes happen, right? They happen to everyone. In this case, Liquid, among others, made a mistake, and they brought it back. Not too shabby. Still, Black Dragons, well done. Liquid won't really change much in their setup. They might just be a bit more cautious when he pushes from the meeting hall.
I was also surprised by the Evil Eye investment top floor when Black Dragons weren't opting to hold meeting that hard. They were very fluid in their dropping back down into site. I wouldn't say prematurely, but they were continuously dropping instead of trying to stand in fight inside of meeting room and hold that congestion. So it seemed like a lot of wasted utility upstairs, at least for those plant denial situations and invisibility through the smokes, but good bounce back there and a retake from Black Dragons that really just turned into an onslaught. And I said I wanted fireworks, and it looks like we got fireworks in that specific round. And
it's a gosh darn 4th of July in here. So I don't know what if you're Brazilian, what would be your equal to a 4th of July? Please, this is a question for any of our Brazilian viewers. What is the equal of a 4th of July for you, especially when it comes to the fireworks? I mean, Canada, like, sure, you have Canada Day, but do you do fireworks on that day?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, Canada Day is July 1st for us instead of the 4th.
Yeah, it's, what is it? It's the day before Parker's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gross.
The Parker part, not the Canada,
yeah,
obviously.
I love my country.
All right. PZD again in the tower. It's a pretty tough position to drive people out of.
It is, and T3 control is usually held by someone with maybe a little more firepower at their back, but we've talked about Latin America's proficiency with the Valkyrie and the MPX and how their top fraggers love to utilize that MPX.
Headshot machine?
Just a monster. Headshot machine. Nesk holding for aggressive play from Black Dragons as he's awaiting a vault out from Armory window. Looks like it's Hugsord waiting inside of Armory. A frag grenade will go down the depths of the hallway and connect on the ceiling, but it won't find any victims. And it's actually GDN in the smoke inside of Armory. Risky proposition for him. His drones will come flying in and be immediately dispatched of from that shotgun of GDN. So Nesk will hold his position with no real progress being made, and Liquid turn their attention towards the opposite side of the map. Trying to go east-west towards Master, realizing that dispatching a GDN inside of Armory is going to be a tall tale. Then they'll rotate over to the west side of the map, maybe center their focus towards Big Window.
Well, this is why a lot of teams, if you look at North America and EU, will go very swiftly to the tower and clear it out first before anything else. And Panico just kind of, getting shot by Nesk. I wonder if he was just up close. Can't really see the kill. That was just right next to him. So basically, Nesk just droned himself in and got a kill in the showers. So there you go. Play-by-play excellence. Hugsord watching in. There's the buck from below trying to open up the walls, or checking the holes in the wall. And then, God damn it, these are not walls. Walls do not work that way. These are floors. Paulo opening up from below. Haven't been able to find anything just yet, but PZD is on the hunt. The Capitao is outside a big window. You already see the Hibana trying to do work. As Zig's trying to open up the side of the wall here. Hugsord shot down from below. Paulo, a huge kill here. 2 down now for the defense. That's 2 C4s out of play. One more from Moringa, as he was definitely not ready for that. PZD will rotate away, and the Claymore is ready. Takes it off.
Got Paula downstairs at the bottom of White Stairs. All the flashbangs come soaring in. GDN grabs one, but it's all in vain. So now it's PZD alone underneath the top of White Stairs, and he'll drop Paula, but Zig is getting the plant down inside of Kids. Not a lot of time left. He does have a Nitro Cell, but there's not a lot of visibility in the site, and he's a little preoccupied at the moment. A Nitro Cell will detonate. It'll connect on Zig, and there goes PSK downed as well. It's down to a 1v1. Sexy Cake refocusing, turning his attention back towards possibly reviving, and it'll be successful inside of Kids. So 2 more targets to tango with now for PZD, entering in through the Armory stairwell, but it's Sexy Cake to shut it down. Incredible individual effort from Sexy Cake, and Liquid will salvage a round that looked like PZD was going to make a miraculous comeback on.
Yeah, that was greatly played by PZD, and in that case, you know, you're a 1v3, 1v4 situation. There's not much that you can do. But again, this is PZD. This is why we're talking to up this Black Dragons lineup. Moringa and PZD bring a lot of extra fireworks and firepower to the squad, and their effect is very noticeable. You cannot underestimate these players, and they're just working very well with the team. It's just in that situation, there's not much that you can do, given the fact that there was so little utility and so little that he could have done. It's only fair that PZD is unable to win the round. But Black Dragons will go back to the same site. I like their play in the Armory. What some teams do is that they run an Ela with a shotgun, the FO12 in that position in the Armory, which is pretty darn strong. But what is Team Liquid doing? They bring the Thatcher, which is something I criticized in the previous round, but they also bring the Jackal, which is going to make things a bit easier if they want to clear out the Valkyrie, but also give them more smokes to play with, even though they have the Capitao available in a play.
Yeah. Op swaps coming out for Liquid abound as PSK and Paula both make changes like you said. We've also got Sexy Cake now facilitating the buck roll. For Black Dragons, however, Panico bringing the buck, or sorry, not the buck, the castle. Big change there as far as their structure. It seems like Black Dragons for the first 2 rounds enjoyed playing quite fluid and enjoyed playing quite roam heavy, but now the castle is going to try and stall things out and make things a little more rigid as far as maneuverability of the map and possible rotations. It's a different playstyle coming out from Black Dragons, especially on the defense of the top floor, where it was really down to PZD and his flanks all around to try and salvage the round as the anchors just died around him.
In the meantime, gathering information here, Black Dragons. Not much that can be done against them, at least here so far, and this is why I really want to like focus again on the power play that Capitao brings in, just because you can deal with these entrenched players very effectively. Obviously, the how do you say, the changes of Capitao have not been dropped into the game just yet. And by the way, if you have TTS, make sure you download the latest update that has a crouch spam fix, a Capitao change, a Lion rework. Overall, great stuff. So hopefully that's something that you're looking into. It's things that might get added into the game later. Obviously, it's test server. Not everything gets added in there. Things change, as we saw with the previous patch and ones before.
Hot contestation down below from the top of the Kids hatch and towards Pantry and Meeting, and Paula will now start his clear from the west side of the map, pushing over through Small Tower and Showers Hallway, and there'll be 2 roamers downstairs currently for Black Dragons. Over by the bathroom hallway currently it's Panico, and it looks like PZD as well. The drone will be dispatched of, but now this will engage Paula in a brisk pace down that Showers Hallway, looking to contest with anyone who might do battle. Waiting for that initial peek, and Panico still stacked inside of the bathroom, and there is a pinch coming from Meeting as well, but just evading the purview momentarily. Hugzord unable to grab perspective onto that one attacker rotating in through Meeting, and Paula will claim his first victim downstairs. There goes PZD. There goes your only Nitro Cell at the availability, and Skeleton Key comes out. Oh, Panico, while blinded, will drop Sexy Cake, but a great clear out there from Nesk on the refrag, and now we lend ourselves to a 4v3 in favor of Team Liquid. 35 seconds, shots raining abound through the floorboards as GDN tries to dangle his way away. It's a 30-second conversion here for Team Liquid as they still have the breach and more flashbangs come raining in. Not blinding any of the members of Black Dragons. And the shotgun through the floor from Paula will take down GDN. There goes Hugzor down and finished off. It's all Maringo alone left in kids. He drops Ziggo, and that's the diffuser. Nesk is down as well. Down to a 1v2. Pistol in hand. No ammo left in the mag of the 416. No diffuser control. Another one will fall. Oh, lining up for him in the hallway. Maringo with another one. It's down to PSK. Rushing the cupboard. Shots go back and forth, and Maringo! The 1v4 clutch! Black Dragons on the back of the phase convert!
He was definitely ready for that one, Flynn. Oh, man! We talked about the firepower these two had. My God, that's a perfect description of what a player with the experience of playing Maringa brings to the table. It's huge!
How in the world does Maringa pull that off?
Look, man.
Dancing and darting and evading every possible shot from Liquid, and they fall to pieces on that side execute. Oh, Zig losing diffuser at the kids' windows. That's really the difference maker.
It's two of the best Latin American teams on Oregon playing against one another on said map. I said this game is probably going to be the most underrated match of the entire night, of the entire week probably. This is why. I think, and I don't want to overplay this, I think we know a thing or two about, you know, our jobs in the games. Sometimes pronunciations get difficult. I can give you that.
Black Dragons, two successful defenses in 3 rounds. And they head back downstairs. Their initial successful round, and again, a little bit of an off change coming out. And I'm interested to see if Panico is going to be utilizing both of those Evil Eyes upstairs in the attic again. It seemed like it didn't really do a whole lot for the push because Liquid weren't interested or invested in clearing out meeting. They just wanted to play the chip game. They just wanted to push Black Dragons with some false pressure downstairs and then continue their front push. They never really cared about grabbing meeting control, worrying about the hatches. They just waited for Black Dragons to clear themselves out for Liquid. So those Evil Eyes seemed ill-placed for the strategy that Liquid were taking.
Yeah, and, you know, okay, these clutches are beautiful to watch, right? But they're not something that you can consistently rely on. We always say this. It's basically regurgitating the same words every single week. But it's just, it's definitely not something you can rely on. It'll come out here. It'll come out every now and then. But your strategy will always beat this sort of thing. And your team play, of course. So, you look at Team Liquid, they're bringing the operators that can do it. Last round, they didn't really use the utility that they had effectively to shut down any potential clutches, maybe because they got a bit cocky in that situation. They're like, yeah, 4v1, we can do this, no problem. But that's not a great thing to kind of look back at. Liquid, though, are more of a cool and level-headed team, and they should be able to kind of just recover and get things together. As obviously they play from the same team house, so their coach is next to them, their analyst, their manager, everybody's there to help them out. And there's quite a bit of support. That's kind of like the family that plays around one of the best teams in the world. That's the support system that you need to keep yourself active in your match.
Set of X Kairos, we opened up, or utilized to open up a little more purview into meeting, waiting for anyone to rotate around. And there's not really a lot to be done so far right now for Liquid as they're just trying to bait out utility and clear out utility at the base of the stairs. Maringo with these kill holes at the bottom. This is client side, so we can't really see the same thing he is, but that's Zig making his way in behind the laundry machine. He's got diffuser in hand and will start initiating a plant attempt. Oh, what a shot by Nesk. He'll drop down Maringo. The Toxic Babe won't be enough to stall out Zig. The Nitro Cell won't connect either. He'll be down by the Toxic Gas, but PSK will also grab one off screen. Down to a 4v3. PCD chewed up inside the closet, and now GDN angling in towards Classroom. Just spots the head, but can't land the shots. Panico flanking through meeting. It's a tough retake scenario for Black Dragons. Looks like Liquid have this one in the bag. Pre-fires abound, but won't connect for Panico. And now GDN, though, rushing up the stairs with a shotgun. Armory stair control not controlled now at the top, and Sexy Cake using an impact and stun grenades. PSK will drop Panico. Sexy Cake cleans up GDN. A much better take of the basement there for Liquid, and a great choice there from Zig to stick that.
Very well done by Sexy Cake and the team overall. And I mean, the C4 missed. The smoke was in position, but a bit too slow, and that's how Zig was able to go through it. Had it been thrown around 750 milliseconds before that, it would have added an extra tick and down the Habana before she had been able to get the diffuser down on the floor. So sometimes in professional play, these small things add up to quite a bit. But mistakes are done even by the best players and by the best people. And the hope is, in the next round, they see the mistake and they recover it, and they will actually go back to laundry and supply here. Black Dragons, they'll run a similar lineup what they had before. Their Maestro has not been that effective by the end of the round. That's one thing to highlight. Although I love the positioning of the Evil Eyes, there's so much that you can do here. I can honestly go on, and I did go on about this for like 45 minutes, specifically on this site and on half of this map. There's just quite a bit that you can do. However, Nesk now, forgoing the Ashe, running the Twitch. That is exciting. That I'm stoked to see that.
Oh my god.
Jammer deployed. There you go.
Team Liquid with a much better conversion downstairs last time, and honestly, it all starts off with Nesk with that great shot onto Moringa laying prone inside of the closet. Those kill holes just not offering enough visibility, and it cost him his life, and honestly, it might have cost Black Dragons the round there. The retake attempt there, it was a little more lackluster because the continuation of pushing the same angle on that laundry rotate over and over again. I was quite saddened to see that Panica was the only one trying to flank through meeting, when again, Liquid had no interest in controlling meeting, garnering controls, keeping anyone inside of meeting. Seemed like a much better play to send more personnel upstairs, because that's where Liquid were holding from the majority. Everyone either top floor, the top of the armory stairs, or deep in the bathroom hallway. You got to get people upstairs to contest that anyway. It would have been a faster route, but Liquid able to survive the onslaught that was coming from Black Dragon. They'll look to replicate their success here as they're looking for these Evil Eyes inside of the attic, but none such will be found. Only a rotate spotted out on Nesk's Twitch drone.
The Jackals also have not been able to do too much in the past couple rounds, but it's not like Team Liquid were kind of short on firepower and overall assault power multipliers. There you go. Definitely something they can use up even later in the round, right? So, you know, you can shut down some players, but just revealing their positions. Smokes are also a big deal. As I said, you know, taking through here, running down with a Capitao is great. Though Black Dragons realizing that the attack is coming in from the opposite end of the map, they're going to switch around for it. And it's kind of surprising that Liquid don't bring a Thermite for this sort of attack, instead opting for the Habana. But still, having the Habana gives you more flexibility. Even though there would be like only a couple walls for you to deal with anyways, / hatches. But nobody taken away and chipped off at Black Dragons. They're just going to sit back. And this is a site that is pretty easily held by the defense if the if Liquid on the attack just kind of take too much scouting things out and miss their utility positioning, like Smokes, for example, to shut down rotations. And Zig, or Sexy Cake here, is going to be very important in this push.
GDN trying to pressure up through the smoke in the hallway and make a surprise attack towards Liquid as they crunch down inside of box. A three-man stack with Sexy Cake holding from underneath the stairwell as well. Another smoke grenade will disseminate directly on GDN, and he'll be stunned out by the lifeline of Sexy Cake. Another one goes deep, and Nitro Cell won't connect, but rushing straight through. GDN will be shut down by Sexy Cake, though. Moringa prone in the hallway grabs one before him being dispatched of by Paula. This plant still coming down from Zig, though, in the hallway. Hugs her with one. Rushing straight through will grab two. Sexy Cake will drop PZD to level at 2v2, and now Panico and Nesk will trade. It's down to Hugs with their shotgun underneath the hatch inside our box. Nesk will fall, and Black Dragons on another clutch, rushing through on the plant attempt. Not enough coverage. Liquid will fall. Black Dragons take the lead once again.
They're so good now. And one thing to highlight, we talked about DreamHack Rio right before we started in the pre-show. Black Dragons are a team qualified on there. And I will go through this for just a bit, because I think this kind of highlights how underrated they have been. They qualify alongside FaZe, Immortals, and Liquid. That's already pretty good. The other 4 teams, 2 are going to be BYOC on the spot in Rio. 2 are already in from the female qualifiers, that's Brazilian Crusaders and Resilience. So that's going to be pretty exciting to see, because Brazil is very distinct in their female league. and they have what I think Marcelo was explaining it to us. They have like 100 different teams. It's pretty insane, actually, the level of flexibility that they have. But in the closed qualifiers that they had, Black Dragons lost Team Liquid. They went down to the bottom bracket. They beat Red Devils, and then they moved on to play against Immortals, where they lost 2-0. Sure, it was 7-3, 7-2, but they gave a hell of a fight. They beat Pain. They lost to Team Liquid, sure, and it was also like a 7-1, 7-4, pretty one-sided match. But Black Dragons played Team Liquid again within pretty much the same week, and they're still able to do this much damage. You also look at BR6, which is very important as well. And, you know, Black Dragons beat Red Devils 2-0, 7-2, 7-3. No problem at all. This is not a team that you can just sleep on.
And no, that's why we were so shocked by that community vote. 18%? 18%? Really? Got to give Black Dragons much more respect than that. But I'm sure Black Dragons don't actually care about the community vote. They want to get the 3 points for the win. They want to take down a top contending team in Latin America in Team Liquid, and that's their focus right now. They're doing a good job of at least hanging with them and taking charge momentarily. This could end in a draw at the half, which is most commonly seen on Oregon. PZD still inside a big tower, but he's got support from Moringa now, so it's a lot of off-site pressure for Black Dragons, disseminating around the map and maintaining massive amounts of map control, while Liquid still appear to be funneling in and trying to find an ingress in through this Armory Stairs push. And there's not really a lot to be done until they can clear out GDN inside of Armory.
Now PZD, the same location as we've seen him throughout this whole matchup, and I'm still surprised Liquid are just not taking the initiative and pushing the top. And Sexy Cake, well done. He'll find GDN. The grenade bouncing back. Will take just a bit of damage. Pre-fires into the meeting hall, and still the soft wall being played. Panico cannot set up his there you go, signal disruptor in due time, and at least be able to put it on top of the white stairs. Now, how long will that aid him? A single EMP from PSK might just disable everything if set correctly, but they need to drone him out, which is why the jammer is so good, because it also blocks part of the hallway below. Moringa trying to fight again in the kitchen. No damage taken. He'll get droned out, but he'll just fall back. There's one in garage. He knows that Sexy Cake was in there. Paulo will go down to Panico. A good kill there for Black Dragons to make it a 4v4. Panico still moving around. He spots the side, but not enough ammo in the magazine. Shotgun will be a montage yet again. No, he's not pushing into the bucket Sexy Cake just yet. Goes in for the reload. Nobody spotting him in the hallway, in the corridor, all the way into that small tower, or the office in small tower. We'll move around to PSK. Take it away. The second one from Panico. No panicking on this man here. He tries to go in, and he'll down one more. Panico with the 3K. Zig, last man alive in the Habana. Is running out of ammo. PZD will find the last one. Black Dragons 4-2 at the half. That's an impressive bit of play for BD.
It's the individual moments there, and honestly, I think Liquid are a little bit at fault there for these clutches.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Individual marksmanship demonstrations that are coming out from Black Dragons. It's the 1v1s.
Where's the drones?
Yeah, there's no drones, and there's no teamwork on a push. There's no pinch from multiple angles at the same time. They're taking 1v1s and expecting to win them. Against maybe some other teams, that is possible. Black Dragons have proven time and time again throughout this entire season, and especially in this game, you need to start coordinating a little bit better on those pushes. So Liquid, a few mistakes, and like you said, it's the small things. The very, very small mistakes. It's milliseconds of timing on those pushes. That is the difference between a successful clear and everyone becoming a casualty in a pile of bodies in one central location.
So Liquid will start off on the bottom floor here, the basement, and Sexy Cake running the Clash. This is not something you'd expect, but Clash has some pretty good effects, I have to say. So I wouldn't be too surprised if it's an operator that you will have to fear. Now, how will they play her? A lot of times, teams will just run the Clash as this like mobile information gatherer, much like Monty if you look at things from the attacking end. But, you know, sometimes she's there just to do her job, which is just to crowd control. And she does it very, very well. Something that actually freaks out a lot of teams when they kind of go up against the Clash. That's shock and awe, I guess.
Yeah, and Clash is a really good time waster, a really good utility dump, honestly, just attracting frag grenades, flashbangs, concussion mines from the lifeline, impacts from the lifeline, anything that's really on the Black Dragon side that is disposable or launchable utility, it's probably going to be coming at Sexy Cake at one point or another, and it's actually an EMP that will detonate it just outside of his feet, inside of the meeting doorway split, trying to get rid of the mute jammers on the hatch.
Sexy Cake in the middle, and the drone is spotted. I don't think he's going to take away the CCE shield for this. No, the drone's already taken away. Zig scanning in from below. You see the Evil Eye that's been preset. It's a pretty standard position. It's fairly easy to deal with, though, if you're playing on the attacking side. So EMP is going to get brought up, delete any utility on the other end. That'll be a jammer. That'll force Palu back. Sexy Cake is here to protect his teammate. The old Roman setup here from the defense. It's always funny to see when attack and defense bring a shield. It's also pretty scary, especially when it's 1v1 shield at the end of the round. They're like, why am I here?
Turns into a little bit of a staring contest more than anything.
Yeah. They're both lookers, that's for sure. But the hatch has not been opened yet, as you can see in the main lobby. So far, it's been a lot of time correctly wasted by Liquid, though the hatch will get opened finally. Of course, that's the Thermite running things in duality with the Thatcher of Moringa. The Black Dragon's trying to waste as little time as possible. There's under a minute left here, so the Clash has been fairly effective in her job, but you really need to keep Zig alive in this. And I think the biggest redeeming factor is that Liquid don't have to deal with the Capital, but they have to deal with PZD with the grenades. So if they actually spot a player in tight positions, grenades from PZD are definitely going to be something to fear. Oh, they run right into the Claymore, and Sexy Cake just eats all the damage. And there's a huge bit of resistance that gets into play. As a Clash, GDN's going to go in for the plan. In the meantime, Zig will connect with Moringa and force GDN back. Actually, a lot of damage done to the Thermite. But still, recoverable for Black Dragons if Ponico can find the kill. The LMG eats Spring all the way in the back, but he can't get it. PZD with one, Hugsword with another. The Clash is spotted. He'll try to play the crab play. Gini, is he going to love it? Yes, he will. That's 3 now in a row for Team Liquid. Last alive here is Hugsword. He'll go in, but Sexy Cake, he knows that he's got a plant, and Renton doesn't even have to drop the hatch for this one.
Powerful lockdown there inside of meeting for Liquid, never losing their ground, and obviously Sexy Cake on the Clash, instrumental in that endeavor. Never really sacrificing any kind of ground, even after they Thermite open the pantry wall into the west side of meeting. There's not a lot that can be done for Black Dragons as far as pushing through and dispatching of Sexy Cake. There wasn't really a lot of utility available to them from their operator choices that would have dealt with Sexy Cake well, and it showed. Just constantly like walking straight through a Claymore. If that was your best attempt to get rid of the Clash, it's not your greatest attempt. But this will turn Liquid's attention towards the top floor. An objective that I imagine they have mixed feelings about after the last couple rounds, but now they head top floor for their first defense of this site as opposed to attacking it. Almost identical roster lineup coming out for Liquid as Black Dragons were bringing upstairs. One big alteration, though, the Kaid on Palu.
Oh, yeah. And I really can't wait to see how that gets played, just because it's just, you know, there's quite a bit that you can do with the operator. Sometimes, as we saw last week, some teams tend to overplay him. Red Devils. That was very smooth. Otherwise, he's definitely there if you want to use him correctly. Now, how will he be run? That's something I'm very interested in. Obviously, you don't need to run both him and the Bandit together. There's some maps where it does work if you want to play like Clubhouse, which we've seen quite a bit last week. But you can also run the Mute in tandem with the Kite at the same time. It's pretty okay, and he actually has both Electro Claws in the back pocket, which kind of is puzzling.
And mate 70 coming out from Sexy Cake. Startling decision. but inside of Armory could do a lot of damage close range with that shotgun.
Wait, yeah, what?
It's one of the most powerful shotguns in the game, honestly.
Yeah, what, at like 2.5 feet?
No, it's got good range. The M870?
Surprise.
It's got more range than the M590.
Say that to Intero. He doesn't believe me when I say that. He's like, yeah, if you're like point blank.
No.
Intero, okay. He might be playing on G2, but I don't think the silver one's, you know, in a position to explain things. Oh. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, that is sneaky.
Give me more of that. Oh man, that's why. Because Ertila works in the AOE. That's smart. I love that.
See Hugzor taking a lot of damage from that M870 through the floorboards at pretty respectable range. Now a pistol. Oh, missing the shots though with a suppressor as well and just evading the purview of Hugzor now out on top of that master balcony. You've also got Panico repelled directly on his window. Here come the lifelines in to concuss Sexy Cake. But 100 HP, Sexy Cake pressed right up against that window. Here comes Moringa on the flank, though. I'm not sure if he's going to notice. I believe this is Nesk or Paula downstairs inside a meeting split. Walking straight up the ladder is Moringa up against the wall. He's going to make a punch hole and then turn around. Moringa had a perfect target available to him on the other side of that soft wall, but obviously had no idea with those mute jammers disrupting visibility for the drones. Moringa will finally clean up Paula, but Nesk will trade him out downstairs, and Sexy Cake will evacuate his former position inside of Armory, all the way down White Stairs. So another two-man stack downstairs for Nesk and Sexy Cake.
I absolutely love that Tila play. That just made my evening. Oh, did that get blown up by ADS?
Yep.
Nice. Well, Hugzor takes a bit more damage. PZD. And there's Sofia as well. Not great. PSK holding the one close angle they'll have to deal with. The Thermite still unable to open the wall. Why? They lost Moringa. That's literally the round pretty much done at this point. You have to funnel in. This should be easy peasy for Liquid. C4 comes out and connects. Hugzor is down on the floor. He'll be hugging his body. At the end of it, Nitro Cell thrown up, and Nesk will find the last as PSK downs and takes out Panico. Liquid on the comeback. They take round number 8 and tie it 4-4. I think this is going to go a bit more of the distance.
Yeah, so heading in, I imagine this is going to go the distance, and I'm not being disappointed as of yet.
This is such a great game so far. I mean, Liquid Immortals last week was great. This is great as well. I'm super happy with the quality matches we've been getting all the time.
Well, here's your problem with Oregon. You have 2 sites. The other 2 are quite not good, to say the least.
I mean, yeah, sure, I can see it. Especially now if you add Nomad. I mean, the fact that she's banned is already something. But Tower is really a pain to deal with. And it really depends. Sometimes the attackers just really don't know how to deal with it. It just depends on the team. If you look at Liquid, they haven't really pushed Tower at all throughout the whole series. And they haven't even played it in the previous round. So maybe they're just really not comfortable with playing against it. However, playing the kitchen is also an explanation to that. Maybe they just don't really like playing that position. Maybe they'll run operators on the top floor. A big part of this defense as well, holding on to the showers. So getting the Glass or a Capital, in this case the Glass for Black Dragons, is definitely something that is going to aid the attackers in kind of dealing with these entrenched players. The Capital is definitely a better operator, in my opinion, for this situation, just because you can still bounce those crossbow bolts into the back of the showers and deal with any player in there. And I assume you can still clip through things through a wall, but I don't know if you really want to do that.
Well, swapping out now, Panico wants the Glass as well, so another role change here for Black Dragons. And Evil Eye placement. This is a little more standard inside of the small tower. He'll take down the drones. It's a little more.
Tiny bit.
Than the attic play.
Okay, I actually really like this with the soft wall in front. Zig has some really cool Evil Eye positions on pretty much every map. I mean, he's the one that basically invented the soft armory wall Evil Eye, or even the one on the floor of it, looking out into the balcony.
Did he invent it? Is he an OG we need to respect?
I won't get into that conversation. No comment. Please reach out to my manager.
Paula staring down the barrel of 4 Black Dragons attackers, all coalesced outside a small tower, trying to get rid of that Claymore That's holding off any aggression down the main hallway outside of Showers. Apollo will again re-engage, and this time PZD was standing momentarily, but pre-fires will give away his intentions, and now he'll have to back off. And now everyone well aware of this evil eye inside a small tower. It sounds like it got EMP'd away, and Panico trying to hold the doorway from outside of Dining. The wall will get blown wide open. And GDN will now try and convert this into a site push, and the only two smokes at the availability of Black Dragons are on Panico, and he's outside of the Dining door, so it's going to be an awkward angle. Try and get the full coverage inside of Dining and hold off a lot of those rotations from outside that door.
I mean, still being run by the Jaeger, Sexy Cake, but this is a type of play that I like. Team Liquid with a more flexible play and potential on the Maestro, playing on the top floor to support that Jaeger, but also can run down the white stairs and assist his teammates in their defense here, especially with the wall being open. Now, how will this push actually coalesce? There you go. They spray and actually hit the glass with Thermite just walking right on in. Panico moves in, but he can't find anything. Just sprayed through the smoke of the pre-fire. The Fuser is going to get set by GDN. The Thermite has already done his job as PZD finds one. Panico still on the floor, cannot be picked up. Paulo with a refrag on Panico. And there you go. Now the glass is out. Utility already having been expended. PSK has been boosted up to more HP, and Paulo boosts himself as well. GDN with a pre-fire and quickly headshot by PSK. Less time left here for Liquid on the retake. 2v3, but PZD's on the outside. Sexy Cake will have to play this with the pistol. Time is running out. Moringa will find one, and PSK not fast enough for the flick on the two. PZD will take him out. It's Black Dragons, another round on the board. Still even a Claymore on the floor there that might have walked into at some point. But Black Dragons are in the lead 5-4.
That's really the problem with Kitchen and Dining is the retake potential is just simply not there. As soon as a plant goes down, post-plant is nearly impossible unless some catastrophic mistakes are being made by the attacking side. You lose Panico, your Glaz, in the midst of smoke, while looking down the fluorescent scope, unable to hit a shot. He gets downed, but as soon as plant's down, it's over. Even when you're over-healing your remaining members, and Sexy Cake as well with the M870 and a pistol, that's also a very unfortunate situation considering the 416 would be your best friend in that scenario. If you don't have an ACOG, then you want the 416 for that damage at range, and just no availability to either of those, and Black Dragons take the round quite swiftly as soon as that plant goes down. So now they'll head downstairs will Liquid as the site will be opened up for them. I imagine, though, considering Liquid were quite handed at winning their first two defenses downstairs and then upstairs, that this could be running back towards a 6-6 scenario in that Liquid win their next two defenses. They go up 6-5, but then they have to go somewhere not favorable after that, which means they're either going tower or reattempting Kitchen Dining. At that point, pretty much a coin flip. If it's a tower defense, does Liquid have a T3 hold that is manageable, or are they going to sacrifice control up top in the first 30 seconds and it all devolve from there? If it's another Kitchen Dining defense, at that point, there's no echo available to them. They're going to have to get an Evil Eye in position to try and stall out Plant as opposed to just try and grab that Thermite charge.
Yeah, I mean, Zig has had a decent chunk of success on Pulse, but Echo has definitely been an operator he goes for regularly. So Black Dragons banning the Echo in this situation does not come as a surprise. I mean, it's an operator that really causes many headaches for teams in Latin America. That's why he's the top banned defense operator in the region, but especially against Team Liquid, who, as I said, have Zig, who is a great anchor, has always been an excellent anchor, and a great Echo player, especially when he has a team that kind of supports him on the frags and can run him correctly. PZD takes a lot of damage, and that's the one they needed. This at least to drop. Moringa watching through, but he can't do anything, and Ness connects to finish off the work. It's now the buck taken away. He now maneuvers himself, puts himself on the top, he fires at the back, and he drops Hugzord. And that's going to get finished off by PSK. Perfectly played by Team Liquid. The teamwork is on freaking point. And Sexy Cake, crowd control extraordinaire on the clash. Running it well downstairs to push away his teammates as Panico and the squad kind of scramble to put something together.
Yeah, Panico just lighting up this soft wall inside of blue in pure desperation, just trying to find some point of momentum to garner for Black Dragons as they're down 2 members. You've lost your only available smokes, and you've lost your only available frag grenades. A lot of utility that would be used to dispel the anchorage downstairs of the defenders holding very common and strong angles. I feel like a back push is kind of out of the question here. Black Dragons, they appear to be seeing the same thing I am, and they're going to be rotating for a front push. They just don't have the manpower, the utility to cover a top floor flank, which is your big worry right now. They can't clear out Attic and meeting. They've got to alternate the strategy. And Panico will stun at Sexy Cake as he pushes in through Red Hallway, but again, being stalled out. He's got no more utility left to deal with Sexy Cake, and he's got no teammates' help to try and pinch him out. The reinforcement will save the backside now, but Zig on the cardiac sensor, losing diffuser inside his sight is GDN. Moringa will fall. It's Panico alone in Red Hallway as he retreats to blue. Paula will put a bullet in the back of his head for his troubles, and Liquid, a beautiful, flawless defense downstairs.
And, you know, I wanted to mention, you talked about the anchorage, I have to say. Much like Alaska in the winter, that whole defense was kind of frozen over in terms of allowing Black Dragons in.
Okay. It's a stretch, but I'll give it to you.
You know, we gave Michael a hard time for saying the anchorage.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's something that I need to
listen. It's Anchorage, Alaska. That's all that matters.
And I remember at DreamHack Austin, the first one.
Yeah.
Parker kind of gave him crap for it, even on the broadcast.
Remember what I said last Monday?
What?
Parker can suck it.
All right. Calm down. You've done enough, young man.
He'll kill me eventually. It's okay.
There you go. Sexy Cake and Ness got 11 kills each. Paula at 7. Zig at 3. But yeah, Sexy Cake, 11 kills, 6 assists. What are you doing? They're all 10 players are running with 9 ping. Correct me if I'm wrong. This means they're actually playing from Sao Paulo all together in very close locations. It's almost as if Latin American teams play from a team house very close to one another.
Maybe they do.
Again,
they do actually. Yeah.
So there you go. That being said, Liquid will play the top floor. They need this round. At least taking it away from Black Dragons, because they're fighting for the top. They're fighting Immortals, and they're fighting Nip as well for it. It's just, you cannot just get 1 point. 2 play days in a row. Sexy Cake again with the M870. You know, there's few players that can actually do that. And I think Sexy Cake is definitely one of the handful of players that can pull off an M870 pistol, especially the suppressor, on a Jaeger in a professional match.
Yeah, I think one of the problems and the struggles that Sexy Cake is having with this M870 loadout on the Jaeger is that Black Dragons are trying to grab the pick on a Sexy Cake from range. Wherever he's trying to hold down, most typically Armory, and a frag grenade will come in and push Paul out of his position, as I mentioned that. Great teamwork there from Black Dragons. This little patch of Paula, Panico, the final blow, but it was a full team effort there. But Sexy Cake, as soon as his initial position that he's holding is stopped being challenged by Black Dragons, then it's over. He's got a shotgun that doesn't really help him when there's another one playing Stairwell, and that's kind of the only other power position you could play the shotgun. He's playing at the corner of the Armory stairs hallway right now, just outside of Master. That's also a very precarious position, as PZD has been lighting up the floorboards all along that hallway previous rounds, and yeah, he's going to fall back to top white stairs now. I've got 2 shotguns just stacked on one another. This is the problem when you have Sexy Cake running this, is it limits your options to hold long-range angles.
What do you mean? It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Just have more firepower. More duck-up. That's how it works. GDN will set up his exothermic charge to open up the side of the closet. Good EMP spot. There's some, for some people that might not know this, there are positions that are kind of the preset EMP positions you go for, because you know there's going to be utility through there most of the time. Sexy Cake with a shotgun up close, and he's just waiting. Is somebody going to give him the advantage he seeks? He runs out to take down the drone. I'm not sure if that was the move here, Chief, but he's going to run away back. Hugzor to Moringa will grab 2 free kills on Sexy Cake and Zig. This is all falling apart for Team Liquid. Nitro Cell in hand. Will it connect? No. Oh, he got shot in the air. No. Nesk with the second one and nobody walking in. GDN, if only you had one in your hand. That's 2 kills for PSK. Can they find one more? Nesk fires in. He gets one. PSK with one more. 1v1. He spots the side and PSK, he does it! The 3K to take down PCT! And Liquid out of nowhere in the 4v2. They bring it back. And Flynn, they are still alive. 6-5. Sorry for spitting all over you.
You can take that back.
It's exciting.
But yes.
Let me be excited, man.
Absolutely.
For Daka.
Dude, we saw this on Clubhouse last week as well against Immortals. The 2v5 to salvage the game to
Nesk,
keep it to a tie.
It's a 1v3. He had 4 rounds in the mag and the ARX 200. Drop shots the guy that's right up close, aiming at him when he's at the floor. If you're telling me Nesk is not one of the greatest clutchers ever, get out of here. Do not ever come back. But man, Liquid, you should not have won that round.
Nope.
No. No.
Both Nitro Cells missed, too. It's just a shotgun pushing through smoke. Reminiscent of Foxa against Dark Zero last Monday.
Yeah, there's not a lot of times where we're going to say that a great play is reminiscent of something Fox did. I completely agree.
You don't got to do them like that.
We did quite a few times to him like that.
Yeah, we did. I also stole a Zelo last night, so but it's a 6-5 scoreline currently for Liquid as, like I said,
11, 12, 12 on the board. Okay.
It's a fun time. Liquid are having fun. And like we said, we wanted fireworks, and it's going the distance, but we're going back to kitchen and dining. Very precarious spot for Liquid.
What is that barbed wire? Why is it all right in front of the wall that you thermal?
My question is, what's the response going to be to the plant attempt? That's my concern.
Liquid are so set on playing Echo on this, but they don't have that option.
No. Maybe the alternative option here is just to get aggressive. Nesk has a Valkyrie camera just outside of the showers window, and he's spotting Hugzor droning. Hopping off the drone and now rotating over. And it's going to be a quite typical push here from Black Dragons. Thatch to the wall, get the small tower wall open. But like I said, it's up to Team Liquid to respond in turn and have a better defense of the plant attempt itself. As soon as that plant goes down, your post-plant retake, even if you have a man advantage in that scenario, you're still at a huge disadvantage just because of the structure of the map. There's nowhere you can really go that's an alternative angle. You have to funnel down either the hallway or through dining. Maybe you can get lucky and go for a run-out showers window. Maybe you're running out big window, but at that point, you're going to get detected real quick, and unless you have the drop on someone close by, it's not going to garner much success. And the wall will get opened up now just a minute in. Black Dragons looking good to draw things at a tie.
Still, the Valkyrie here, Nesk just waiting for an opportunity. Now, he needs to be looking around his cameras. That's why he's bringing that. But still, I like the bulletproof camera that's set inside. That's another advantage of Buck and what he brings, or of the Doc and what he brings to the table. Though with the wall being opened up here, well, not actually opened up by much. Sexy Cake will peek in from the outside, but there's nobody moving in just yet. Oh no, Hazy opens again. He's gonna get spotted. Is that a long barrel with a red dot? That is disgusting. Okay, Paolo will find the kill here. It's a great kill on PCD, eliminating him before he can do too much damage with the extra grenade. Paolo's looking to boost somebody maybe here on the run-out, but everything's kind of just calm before the storm.
Overhealing himself now is Panico, staring down the barrel and pulling out the smoke grenades. Here comes the plant attempt, the initial one anyway from Black Dragons. Oh, they're using all their smokes. This is all the utility dump. This is a Hail Mary for Black Dragons to try and clutch this out. And GDN with one plant attempt, a fake out to bait out the Nitro Cell, and it works in spades. Paula now trying to rush through the rotate. Oh no, Panico cut down by the shotgun at the shower's door. GDN with one, but Nesk responds down to a 4v1 now. It's all Moringa alone, trying to go for another one before, but Nesk, the 1v3 in Liquid, salvage the defense attempt of Kitchen and Dining, and they take their full 3 points in the standings and regain sole control of first place in Latin America, barring the result of the Immortals Red Devils game at the end of the evening.
Damn. Liquid ran away with a couple rounds that they should not have gotten. And as I said, as we both said it, very effectively early on, at the pre-show, at the start of the day, and before this match, this is going to be the game that everybody will kind of look back at the end of this day and just say, we were wrong. And yeah, that was a good example of how great the games can be in Latin America. Liquid Black Dragons definitely up there. Close to Immortals Liquid from last week.
Yeah.
But this had, I think, more highlights.
Same clutch factor, really. A little bit more, honestly.
And this is the thing. I mean, this is why Team Liquid is on top, even in international play. They have the opportunities. But still, it's pretty efficient. So, that was our game here.
Yep.
We still have 2 more to go, right, Flynn? That's how things work.
That is math. We do have 2 more.
Yeah. So our next 2 are FaZe Pain, Immortals, Red Devils. Yeah.
Couple games.
Production is telling us that there's caster cam. You know what we're gonna do? Let's cut to break, and then you can see the caster cam and go on to break after it. How about that, chat? So, 2 more games coming up next. FaZe versus Pain. We'll see if they bring the pain, right? And then Immortals versus Red Devils. We're looking forward to that. We'll see you in just a few minutes.